say you wanna be a star, but the city is so dense and loaded. You need to cover up your scars, and it makes you feel so distant with such a disguise. Why don't you leave it all behind and come back home? I'll make some sweets and tea, just like it used to be. You say you had to take the chance, even though you got arrested and wasted.
Alright, welcome back guys. Sorry about that. I had an issue with the OBS running 2. So I was running actually 2 OBS systems in the background. I think that had a lot to do with some of my streaming issues. Now I'm sitting at skip frames and all that. I'm not having any issues with that now, which is really weird. And give me 2 seconds. Let me get this Rumble chat up. Alright. Testing. Alright, that's good. Testing Twitch. Nice. Alright, both of the chat screens are up. I'm gonna make that last video private, that way I can fix it. And then, but I'll post it up. Probably even shorten my customization when it comes to going through and taking forever to get all spiffy. But I'll get what was it? Yeah, I'll get that up. But if you're just tuning in, and if you notice on the screen there, I have Twitch up, and I also have Rumble up now. There are 2 different chat overlays, so you're able to see what people say on Twitch, and you're able to see what people say on Rumble now. YouTube, get your game up, and I'll see about adding you on there. Until then, no, I don't think so. Alright, so we need to get the miasma. That's what ended up happening. We're making our way through, picking up there's something in our blood that allows us to rejuve missile. I think that's what they're called. I haven't learned it yet. I have a short attention span.
That place was too tight.
But we're gonna go out and we're gonna go and kill things. It's supposed to be a Dark Souls type game. Wow, it really threw me off my game with the OBS doing that. It is a Dark Souls / anime. As you can see, the gigantic swords.
Now this place is a home for the lost.
You know. There's this stuff in the air. It's called miasma. That's why we wear the face mask. We're basically vampires. There are no humans left. That little white plant back here. There's bigger ones. They create these blood beads that vampires live off of, basically. And nobody in this cordon area has humans to survive off of, so they have to survive off of blood beans, and those blood beans are only grown off of veins, and those veins run up underneath the ground, and the plant grows from that, of course. But those plants grew seeds, and they're called blood beads. There's this group of people called, well, I guess head honcho dude, his name's Silva, and he's in control of all the humans, that the ones that did survive all this. Supposedly what did happen was the queen of the Revenant, which are what they're calling vampires, basically. They're calling the Revenants or vampires. It's a vampire game. But they call themselves Revenants. You got crazy ones. I can forget what they're called. But they... Actually, you know what? I'll make this a lot easier for everybody. I just thought of this.
Sorry. Moving out.
We go back to home base. Yeah, I'm about to make this 20 times easier to explain. Let you guys see it for yourselves. Alright, so after I got woke up, they told me that my body had special properties. And that basically each revenant has a code strapped into their blood type, which gives them special abilities. My blood type is broken, and I'm able to have multiple abilities, and as well be able to revitalize dead veins. Okay, so we're gonna look back at past memories. And we're gonna go through these. That way I can get you guys all caught up. Because I might not bring that other video over. Depending on how much it missed and what was, because I played a little bit. And I realized it wasn't streaming.
Welcome back. Hello. How are you feeling?
But I didn't play too far into it. So you guys are not too far out. Well, this is good. It does a replay with my blue hair instead of my bright pink. I thought it was red. It definitely wasn't red. It ended up being pink. So it was horrible.
Don't worry. It's okay. I don't remember either. Over there.
And we based that plant back there. We walked out towards it. And that was about it. And that cutscene there. Thorns of Judgment? What the hell? I don't know what this is. It just replays the same one. That's not happening.
Welcome back.
I guess it just gives you a description of whatever it is down at the bottom. Alright, we're gonna watch the, Waking Part 2. This is after we got over there to that tree. It's very short to there from that one where I woke up. And I went towards this one.
It seems everyone, everywhere, is thirsty. There is a spring that will cure that thirst, one that weeps tears of blood.
Remember that spring, that's an important key part.
That's what they said, anyway. This way. It's all right. It's all right.
See? Vampire. Yum, yum, yum. There's something to do with his blood that makes the trees revitalize themselves. And the trees, once they're revitalized, they end up growing these fruits on them, as you can see.
So, it is you. Here. This is for you.
And of course, like any other revenant, they need blood to survive. And these blood beads are what sustains them. And without them, they lose their consciousness and become ravenous.
A new spring and a fresh source of labor. Ha ha! We really hit the jackpot. Get up. It's time for a bit of fun.
Who, me? I look all retarded.
This one's dry. The miasma's pretty thick. Damn it! We're running out of time before the next collection.
Everything's ready.
Right. I'm on my way. All dried up. Just like the others.
Yeah, all dried up. So there's no sense in searching with the miasma like this. Let's...
You know what these are, right?
Blood beads, right?
Yes, very good. Now I want you to search for blood beads in the tunnels ahead of here. You see, it's only a short time before the collectors come to take our levy. But once they do, I'm afraid we won't have any blood beads to give them. If we don't find some, Silva's hounds will strip the shirts right off our backs. Well, that's the long and short of it.
Why does it have to be us?
Don't ask me. The stupid levy system was Silva's idea. If you have a complaint, I suggest you take it up with him.
You lot go first. Get to work.
Don't. There's a better time and place. For now, we just have to obey.
Next!
Whoa there. You wait here with us. You can have this one back when you return. In exchange for any blood beads you find, of course. Oh, and I hear the hunter has been showing up around here lately. So make sure you don't all get killed.
You heard him. Move it!
Ouch. Hey, you okay? It looks like we can't get back up from here. We'll have to look for another way back. Oh, I'm Oliver Collins, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Oliver Collins. Oliver. Oh, that's who Oliver was. That's who Oliver was. Okay, just a little bit about this. Beforehand, before we went into that cutscene, we ended up being captured, and they needed us to go out and look for blood beads. So they pulled us up to the surface and forced us to go out and look for them. Silva is a big, like, boss or something like that. He's head of an organization that goes around and collects blood beads from anybody that's collecting them, and everybody has to collect
Didn't they pass
them.
us earlier? Are you okay? Did you get hurt?
This is what happens when they don't have blood beads. They become crazed.
That could have gone better. I'll catch up with you in a bit. Don't worry about me. I'll be all right. Go on. You just focus on finding some blood beads, all right? That girl is waiting for you.
Basically, this was a tutorial phase where you ran through and they showed you a whole bunch of stuff in order to get a good grasp on the game itself. Blood springs, that's what they're called. The Great Collapse, a sudden catastrophe that assaulted the world. Spikes called the Thorns of Judgment devastated major parts of every city, and nearly half of the planet's population is said to have died in the disaster. Hence the reason why there's a shortage of humans. Thorns of Judges, a massive spikes that sprung. Massive spikes that sprung up from the earth like the teeth of a hungry maw. They are currently dormant. A large number of researchers have studied them to learn that they are and what caused them to move, but these questions remain unanswered. A deep craving for blood that occurs. Oh, it's bloodthirst. A deep craving for blood that occurs when blood hasn't been consumed for a length of time, or as a result of miasma inhalation. Okay, so the miasma is everywhere. That's why we wear the little mask over our face. If you go out and you go into certain areas, there's more miasma than others. Most of the time outside of the blood springs. Yeah, the blood springs. And this effect is caused by the BOR parasite stimulating the central nervous system of its host as a reaction to starvation. So it forces the miasma forces the revenant to go into a increased hunger state, and the more hunger that they face, the more bloodthirsty they become. And once they become bloodthirsty, they're crazed. The blood springs are a wondrous plant that produces a regular supply of blood beads. They appeared soon after the world was cut off by the red mist. That red mist, you'll see it. Many have dried up due to the spread of miasma, making blood beads difficult to come by. The miasma has spread out all over the place, and the blood springs are starting to dry up, so they're in a pickle. The ruined city underground. The land fell in the Great Collapse, turning a multi-level parking garage into a cavern. Revenants who left Silva after Operation Queenslayer used it as a hidden refuge, but the spread of the miasma turned it into a den of the lost. Lost is what they call the crazed. I call them crazed, but they're called the lost. Although implanted with BOR parasites to fight the Queen, these revenants did not survive until after the appearance of the Red Mist, third-generation revenants. Many of them are unaware of the events following the Great Collapse or why they revived at all. A large number call for the liberation of revenants and act against the provisional government, which basically is Silva. Blood beads, a substitute for blood that suppresses a revenant's thirst. A large specimen holds enough liquid to keep an adult revenant healthy for 2 months. So one blood bead will keep one revenant healthy for 2 months. Blood springs drying up and heavily taxation by the provisional government have caused a shortage. Okay, so the blood springs are drying up, and the government that's led by Silva is taxing everybody for those blood beads. So they basically go around and they do a collection of all the blood beads through the individuals that are living in the area. Cerebus, a revenant unit operating under Silva's provisional government. They oversee the lives of all revenants and collect a regular levy of blood beads, which they also in charge of distributing. So they distribute it, but to who? They effectively began the restoration of order and all but ended the hunting of humans for blood and wars between revenants. The Mad Thrall. Yeah, you've seen that one. Those are the purifier masks that we use. They're formally referred to as anti-miasma apparatus. These devices were made to protect revenants from the effects of the lost miasma. Air passes through the filters that use a fluid mixture containing the owner's blood, which neutralizes miasma. Blood springs, a waterless plant that produced a regular supply of blood beads. They appeared soon after the world was cut off by the red mist. Many have dried up due to the spread of miasma, making blood beads difficult to come by. That's the same one. We're not going to read that one again. Same thing, bloodthirst. Revenants becoming lost. The blood of revenants who have frenzied due to bloodthirst turns dark, and as BOR parasites invasion worsens, their bones begin to creak and change form. The speed of this process varies, but many end up falling into a death-like slumber. Frenzy can be halted if the condition is treated with blood beads at an early stage. So in other words, when they become lost, you could feed them a blood bead and they'll pretty much be reversed. Oh god, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, we haven't seen this one yet, so let's go ahead and watch this one. See, he uses his blood on the... Damn it, I just called them what they were. Big white tree. And then it grows those little blood beads. And remember, one of those can sustain you up to 2 months.
Once someone is lost, they can never come back. Cast aside your doubt.
That's Oliver, the guy that went down into the caves with us. So you can get spheres. Nice. Vestiges. A crystalline residue that forms when a revenant or one of the lost disperses or turns to ash. Within it are contained the fragments of memories said to overwhelm any who touch it, causing them to become lost. So if you touch it, you become a lost. Those who become enticed by the voice of the past will reach out to it as if possessed.
Oh,
She's all right. By the way, both of you,
All revenants must pay a levy. There are no exceptions.
That's coming from the
a
that little
vestige.
crystal.
Best to stay
A
away from
vestige,
those
yeah.
stones. Anyone who touches them is defiled, transformed into the lost. Don't listen to their whispers.
Someone has to be sacrificed. Without blood beads, we won't make it.
Once she's settled down, let's get out of here.
Well, it didn't last long, but I ended up touching it. And I ended up seeing Oliver's memories while I was in there. I don't think you're going to be able to see that.
What are you?
Oliver
go.
lost his
It'll
parents
swallow
and
you up.
everything.
it's all right. You can do it.
He's neutralizing it. And then exploiting it.
What the hell?
Please, let us keep them just this once. We won't make it if you take them.
All revenants must pay a levy of blood beads. There are no exceptions. Sorry.
Daddy! Mommy!
Someone has to be sacrificed. Without blood beads, we won't make it.
The few humans that remain are under Silva's control. Wandering revenants like us are forced to hunt for blood beads or face death. Even if some revenants must be sacrificed for our survival.
Well, I guess you reap what you sow, right? Well, that's all right. What's important is that at least one of us makes it.
Remember, he was inside the cave? That was his last memory, is thinking about me and making it, and he died inside the cave. Well, he lost it inside the cave anyways.
This is a memory echo. It's a place where lost recollections still wander. Come, let's move on. If you use that stairway, I believe it should take us back to the world outside this memory.
Is this the past of one of the lost? No. There's no way.
Don't say ain't no way, my dude. There's always a way.
What the hell was that?
It was a memory, carved into that vestige by the one who left it behind.
I didn't expect that I'd get dragged into it too.
We both melted into you.
And
I
by the
can't
way, that's
believe
not
this.
okay.
What a power. Come with me. I know a spot where we can rest.
Not gonna be the dude melting
I'm
into
Louis.
me again, are we?
I'm researching blood beads. Nice to meet you. Ugly, isn't it? The red mist showed up a short time after the Queen was defeated. And when it did, it trapped everyone and everything inside, giving birth to the Society of Revenants ruled by Silva. The Jail of the Mists. As time passed, that was the name people gave to the world inside. The creatures trapped inside the miasma wander in a never-ending cycle of death and rebirth, always searching for blood beads to sustain them. Revenants need to have blood. Without it, they turn into those creatures we call the Lost. The Revenants who captured you were desperately searching for blood, terrified of losing themselves. It's a common fate these days. But ripples are beginning to form. You cleared the miasma and revitalized the blood spring. Where did you learn to do that?
No idea, dude.
You've forgotten? Anything you do remember? That's unusual, losing so much of your memory. I suppose it was the same for her.
And we basically run around looking at things inside the home base, which you've seen a part of that as I was coming out to the springs, investigating blood springs. And here is the plot. What our intentions and missions
You remember
are
that
or
scene we
going to be.
witnessed at the Vestige? That kind of stuff happens every day here. Silva has taken most of the humans who survived under his protection, so revenants are left to rely on blood beads alone to slake their unending thirst. But, well, nothing in this world lasts forever. The springs started to dry up, and so blood beads grew rarer and rarer. And the order Silva created by levying and distributing blood beads won't last much longer either. The world needs more blood beads. Only then can we strive for fairness instead of petty favoritism. That's why we've been exploring the Jail of the Mists. We're doing research to learn all we can about blood beads. But the miasma has been a real problem. It makes our thirst even worse, so our progress has stalled. Now, though, we have a glimmer of hope. Your power can clear the miasma. If you could help us, well, you'd be drawn into a bitter conflict. Still, the truth is, we don't have a lot of hope without you. Will you join us? Thanks.
So, it's a done deal? Well then, from now on, you're one of us.
And that's where it should end it.
Yakumo Shinonome. I'll be looking forward to seeing you in action.
Let's get right into it. Here's what's going on. We're studying blood beads and their springs. We want to know how and when blood springs appear, their cycles for producing beads, and the composition of the beads themselves. We've made a few discoveries. First of all, we found that there are tubes like capillaries running through the earth. We call them blood veins. And so far as we can determine, every single blood spring is located on top of one of these blood veins. Also, after comparing blood beads and blood veins, we now know that they are mostly comprised of the same substances.
In other words, we can safely assume that blood springs always form along blood veins. We think that means there must be a source somewhere, a kind of headwaters for the blood beads. Now that we have you around to clear the miasma, we can investigate the springs and follow the blood veins. And hopefully, find the source. Right?
We want to check out the old city ruins first. Sorry for the rush, but we should head out as soon as you're ready. That's something.
Expectations exceeded.
That settles it. You are absolutely vital to our operation. There are more blood springs ahead, but the miasma is blocking the way forward. Do you think you could clear it for us again? Thank you. We know where two springs are thanks to past expeditions. Let's go have a look at them.
The territory up ahead is teeming with the lost. Watch yourself.
Alright guys, you are pretty much caught back up. You are caught back up, and I'm going to start this. I'm going to start off on day 2 tomorrow or later on tonight. I know this was a little short part 2, but I just needed to get you guys caught back up what we was doing, and because part 1 got really messed up. I don't even know where you guys caught into on the stream. But if you want to, hit that like button, hit that sub, and I'll see you guys on the next video.